The Aberdeen Research Center was initiated in 1911, and it started out as a substation of the state's agricultural experiment station. And it was a collaborative effort between the Idaho State Experiment Station, the Serial Investigations Organization in the state at the time, as well as the Aberdeen Commercial Club. So they got together, pooled together about $4,500 and created an 80-acre research farm with one superintendent that basically ran the entire operation here. And that facility has grown to what we have today as a 460-acre research farm that includes both USDA ARS researchers and University of Idaho researchers, as well as the National Resource Conservation Service. It's a very large, very progressive organization here working on developing new varieties and how to grow them and developing new cultural practices for the major crops in this part of the state. The Aberdeen Research and Extension Center plays an essential role in supporting, from a scientific standpoint, the advancement of agriculture in this part of the state. We have the largest potato breeding program in North America. We have a very extensive wheat, barley, and oat breeding program here at the station. And we have the ability to address cultural management variables that need to be worked on, including fertility and irrigation, pest management, disease management. And so we pretty well cover the entire range of needs for the industry here in the area.
The Extension and Research Center here at Aberdeen is critical for us to organize comprehensive research. It's really important also for us to have the best management practices in order to demonstrate the highest potential economically profitable yield for our growers. So under very controlled conditions, we can scientifically assess the variety's responses to different conditions and different diseases and to different production practices, so that again we can do these testings on station, these experiments on station, in order to get the most valid information out to the growers as possible. I get daily emails, daily texts, I get phone calls, people bring in bouquets of wheat or barley, samples from the field, looking for answers to what's the problem in the field with these particular varieties. So I'm constantly in communication with the growers, but also with our industry consultants and representatives, people from different chemical companies, different breeding companies in the area who have questions that they aren't familiar with the symptoms of this particular disease. So it's a constant 24/7, it seems like, interaction with our growers and our industry representatives to try to get some answers to the growers as quickly as possible.
One of the key things that it's important for the public to know and understand is that we do have a very competent, dedicated group of people here working on not only agricultural programs for producers, but also the adoption of native plant species to home landscapes, consumer horticulture, overall to try to stay ahead of the problems that Mother Nature creates. We have problems with diseases that show up, pests that show up, and we're also trying to develop varieties of small grains and potatoes that are resistant to these insects and diseases so that they don't have to be spraying pesticides all the time to control them.
Yeah, when you look at all of the research that's done here at the Aberdeen Research and Extension Center, which varies all the way from very practical applied research that a farmer could take and improve their operation and improve their profitability, all the way to very basic science, all of that comes together to provide support for agriculture in Idaho. It has an impact on every citizen in Idaho. What would we do without agriculture? What would we do without not only the ability to produce food, but the ability to improve our processes? Yeah, so not only do we do things that make our agricultural industry in Idaho more efficient and more profitable and expand it into the future in being able to maintain those elements, we're feeding the world. We can become more efficient, better at our jobs, being able to produce more food with fewer people and fewer resources. The world's gonna be a good place to live. We have to do this work.